Yo, yo, yo. Wagwan, yo, YouTube. How we doing? Today, this video, we're going to have a look at an amazing mod. Again, basically a remake of the game. Spec II for Gran Turismo 4. Well, hello. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Like we say, we're going to have a look at Spec II mod for Gran Turismo 4 today. This is awesome. Again, if you're into the old Gran Turismo game, you've probably played it a hell of a lot like I have at this point, with it being the age it is. I think it's like 20 years old. So this is a really nice new take on the game. Of course, as well, if you tweak the settings and whatnot, messing around with your field of view, messing around with things like reshade and whatnot, you can get a really cool looking game. Of course, if you're emulating with a copy of the game that you own, make sure that you look online for some tutorials about how you can sort of get some mods and some effects on through the emulator itself. It's actually pretty cool. I didn't know about this till a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago or something. But yeah, I didn't know you could actually like mod emulated games to an extent, to a point anyway, which is really cool. So check that one out. But anyway, let's have a look at this mod then. So first things to talk about, gameplay enhancements. So of course, a mod like this, which is effectively almost a remix of the game, if you like, one of the standout features is we have a toggleable prize car randomizer. So when you get your prize cars at the end of certain events or whatever it might be, you got a feature here so you can randomize that. So obviously, again, like we say, you've played this game a lot, you know what's coming all the time. Flick this on, obviously gives a whole different dimension because you don't know what kind of prize you're going to be getting for this race or said event. So that's really fun. Another big feature, another one of the standout features, we have what we call an event synthesizer as part of this mod. So it's got adjustable difficulty as well, so this allows players to create obviously insanely difficult matches if you want, or ones that are obviously a little bit easier if you just want a bit of an easier time, or maybe so your kids, they want to have a little go, maybe they're not got the skill, or it might be the other way around. Maybe your kids have got the skill and you ain't got the skill anymore. So get it on easy, get yourself a little go. It just makes it fun, because let's be honest, Gran Turismo, brilliant game, but sometimes if you're going to ramp the difficulty right up, it can be difficult. So if you're going to ramp the difficulty up, it can be difficult. What an absolute muppet thing to say. You get what I'm saying, don't you guys? Yeah, okay. So moving on. You've also got some new driving missions, new events to the game. So I believe there's somewhere in the region of 30, 40 new driving missions, around 50 new events. So as you can imagine, that's plenty of content on top of what was already a pretty big game anyway. So Gran Turismo 4, the original, had around like 700 plus cars, I believe. So when you throw and tons of races, I think it had 50 tracks, maybe something like that. It was a lot. It was a hell of a lot of stuff in that game. It was a big game anyway. So if you're then going to add new events and new driving missions around them, again, you're just making this game insanely big. It obviously isn't going to stand up to things like Gran Turismo 7 graphics wise, but if you look at the sheer amount of content, especially this mod brings to the table, and as you can see in the footage, I've got mine looking a lot better than the original. It's looking a lot more modern. Again, it's not on the levels of Gran Turismo 7 in terms of fidelity, texture quality, but still, as you can see, it looks pretty damn cool. Of course, other stuff to talk about. So you've also got some new tracks. So on top of the 50 tracks that you did have, you do have a couple of new tracks as well, that follow over to arcade mode, as well as the event synthesizer. So like we say, the amount of variety you've got in this game now, on top of what was already a pretty big game to begin with, is fantastic. It's been real joy to get back into and play again. As you can see, depending which footage I show you, I got smoked on some of these races. That event synthesizer, if you found the original game too easy, and I don't know, maybe in the original games I played them a lot, and you do get to the point where or not even get to the point, a lot of the time you don't necessarily need to do much to your cars to get them over the line, whereas if in that event synthesizer, you really need to think about the tuning, you need to think about the setup of your car, you need to take your racing lines properly and all the rest of it. So it does bring a whole new dimension to Gran Turismo, which is always good. That's going to be the end of it for this one, guys. You know the business, YouTube and all that, so please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish. If you don't, it's no problem. Have a lovely day, a lovely morning, a lovely night, a lovely whatever it is where you are, whenever you're watching. Yeah, peace.